Today I'm sharing with you my top 7 tips on how to schedule your own writing retreat with some of your closest friends. Now, this is not how to create a writing retreat where you charge people or you offer education or anything like that, and those are great. This is just how to schedule your own little getaway with people you already know to spend some quality time supporting, encouraging each other, getting some writing done, talking about business, talking about life, and just having fun. So this past week, I had the opportunity to do just that with some of my friends. So I want to tell you how we put that together, as well as some lessons learned from doing that. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa, best-selling romance author of the Cinderella and Her 7 Guards series, and on this channel we talk all about romance writing, specifically for newbie and aspiring romance authors. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Monday. Now today was originally meant to be a vlogging video where I showed you our whole trip last week, behind the scenes, and I started out pretty strong, right? I had Kristen and Camila sit in my chair, take some B-roll, just what it would look like to have other people sitting in my little YouTube space, and then I took some footage on our drive, and quite honestly, I didn't even make it the whole first day. I just got tired. Like, it was draining me and it was exhausting. So I have newfound respect and admiration for anyone who creates vlogs. Now, those day in the life videos, those are tough. That's hard to set up the camera, remember to narrate, chat, describe what you're doing, and get all of that B-roll footage for just putting to music to kind of speed up your day. That's a challenge. And, I think some people love it and are great at it. In fact, Kristen said she loves doing it. I, on the other hand, love Instagram stories. I love doing Insta stories, sharing my whole day. If you ever follow me on Instagram, I probably overshare it. Like, you know what ice cream flavor I'm making, you know what time I woke up, if I went to the gym, what my workout was. So those excite me, and I think those are super fun. Vlogging, not so much. So it was draining me. I decided halfway through the trip to stop. The good news is, because Kristen is a vlogger, I did give her all of my footage, so she's going to incorporate that into her own vlog. So if you'd like to see that footage, you can see it on her Patreon. That's where she'll be posting it. So I'll just leave a link to that below. But I'm great at listicles, so our list for today is my top 7 tips on how to create your own writing retreat. And again, this is just a retreat for you and your friends. It's not anything about how to make money or how to, have curate other, strangers to come. It's just you and people you already know, as well as, just getting some girl time in. So nothing to do with getting a signing table or sponsors or anything else like that. Now, the first thing that you want to do is you want to pick a theme. Now, Camila and I agreed that we wanted to get some writing done for the two of us, but we also wanted just to be surrounded by other women entrepreneurs. It's women only. We wanted to be on the beach. We wanted to be in a super huge house so we could all stay together, and that it had outdoor decks and it was near the ocean. So those were those are a lot of different themes, but those are all the things that we wanted to make sure happened that very week. Now, the next two, number 2 and number 3, it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. So they could go in either orders, but this is the order that Camila and I chose. First, we chose to curate or choose dates and locations. So we looked on Airbnb and we looked at the dates that places were available, as well as the dates that we ourselves were available and that were in the general vicinity or location of where we wanted to be. So we did that first, and then after that, we curated a guest list from that. So we had a list of women that we knew would be really supportive, encouraging, have a high vibration level, and really up-level the group. And so we went through, and obviously if you do it that direction, then some people aren't going to be available because 1, their schedules have conflicts, or 2, maybe they're just not able to travel to that particular location that you chose, or they're just not interested in that particular location. Now, the opposite way to do that is to first curate a guest list of who you would like to include, and then just ask everybody, what their availability is and what location they would like to go to, and then go on Airbnb and find a location after that. So either way, it's not right or wrong. Camille and I just decided that we wanted to just streamline it, get the dates, just because sometimes people don't get back to you, their schedules change, and we just wanted to have some firm dates, and hope that the people that we wanted to come were able to. Now, obviously, because we did that, we did have a larger guest list that we had than the 5 people that showed up. And that's because, people, it just didn't work out with their schedule. So we did plan, if we had to double up on 2 people to a room if needed, because it was a 5-bedroom, 5-bath house. So that's just how we chose to do it. The fourth thing is food. Now, honestly, we didn't really think about this, and this is something I added to the list that we should have done, because Kristen and I very much love sitting down at restaurants and enjoying a nice meal, a sit-down meal, and just relaxing and hanging out. The other women on the trip did not want to do that. They were about groceries. Their goal was to just save money on food, and it just wasn't a priority for them. So I think we didn't really discover that till the last minute when we were there. Everyone went with the flow. It was totally fine. But I think if we had gone back in time, probably we would have tried to talk the group into at least one dinner outing together so we could hang out. The fifth thing is travel logistics. So I think we did a pretty good job on this. Kristen actually flew into San Diego a day early and drove up with us to Newport Beach. And the only thing that we probably could have done a little better was choosing the right vehicle. So Ben and I each have a car. Mine's a tiny SUV. And it's fuel efficient and it's great on gas, so that's why we took that. However, Ben has a larger car, which is not as fuel efficient, but it has much more space. So he did offer to let us take his car, but instead we took mine, and it was the 3 of us leaving my house, me, Camila, and Kristen, and we looked at the vehicle and we were like, it looks like it has plenty of space. We just have to pick up Kirsten. I'm sure she doesn't have that much. We were so wrong. Kirsten had a lot of stuff. And so because of that, and she had and I'm not complaining at all, she just had things that we should have checked with before. Like she had a computer stand. And so that was that took up space because we could have collapsed it, but I think it would have been difficult for her to reset that up. She had pre-purchased groceries, so that took up space as well. So again, I think we could have done a much better job with planning that part of the trip. It was okay. It was just two hours and everybody was fine. Also, we tried to time it so that we went when there was no traffic, and that did work out very well. The other thing is we should have asked about events, and we didn't. We totally lucked out. This is number 6. You should ask about if there are festivals, or we should have checked if there's a festival going on, a county fair, anything else to do with that would have traffic or be loud or interfere with the ability to park. Now, the place we went to did have a garage. It said there were 2. It's a 2-car garage, but it for sure was not. It was really more like a 1-car garage. Mia was not able to get her car in there because it was in an alley, and the way you drive in, honestly, with the right angle that you have to go, because it's California, there's not a lot of space like there is in the Midwest. So she would have had to inch back and forth just to get her car in there. So we didn't even try. But luckily there was plenty of space. However, you should definitely ask about construction, because they were doing a ton of construction next door. They had jackhammers, and obviously you can do construction, I believe, between the hours of 8 and 5. But because we weren't going to a 9-to-5 job, we were there all day and listening to it. So it was okay. We went with the flow, and someone had concentration music, so we just kind of blasted that while we were trying to get some work done. The other thing, in the 7th, and I think Kirsten did an excellent job of this, is to clear your schedule. I didn't do a good job of that, but move all of your client calls, let people know you're not going to be available, put an out of office auto reply on your inbox as well as on your voicemail. So then you can just be present with everyone. You don't have to worry about any other outside obligations, and you can just deal with all of that when you get back, just like if you were going on a regular vacation. And I know I'm always guilty of this, because when I had a day job, I was really good about doing all of those things. But now that I just work for myself, I'm definitely really bad about that. So I'll answer things 24/7 all the time. And sometimes it is difficult because I'm not back at my desk where I have all of my stuff. So that's kind of it. So that's our list of things to consider to do your own writing retreat. I think the only thing else I would add is budget. We honestly, and not that we're all fabulously rich, but we just assumed that everyone had an unlimited budget and cost wasn't an object. So we didn't try to look for an economical Airbnb to rent out. We just looked for the nicest Airbnb to rent out. But if budget is a consideration for you, I would think that's step number 8, and you should definitely find something accordingly, or maybe host it at someone's house to save money all around. So let's recap that list really quick. So the first one was to pick a theme, and number 2 and number 3 are interchangeable in the order that they can be done. So we picked a location and dates first, and then we invited people off our guest list versus asking the guests when they're available as step number 2, and then picking dates and a location based on everyone's availability and preferences. That's the other way to do it. Number 4 was food. Definitely try to at least have somewhat of a discussion about that beforehand, and maybe make reservations if you guys all want to go out as a group. And the 5th one was travel. Think about logistics of who's picking up who, when people will arrive, who's driving with who, and also most importantly, how much stuff everyone has so you have enough room in said car to carry everybody's things. And the 6th is to think about, research any events going on in the area and ask the Airbnb owner if there is construction going on within the vicinity. And the 7th one is to clear your schedule by putting out out of office autoresponders, as well as rescheduling client calls. And bonus number 8 is if you have a budget, ask everybody, and this is probably more if you do your guest list first and then pick dates and locations based off of people's preferences. At that point, you could ask people if they have a certain budget that you need to work within. All right, I hope that was helpful, and I would love to be tagged in any of your future writing retreats or, girl getaways or something else. And if you have any other tips, because you guys have done this as well, leave them below, and I will see you guys on Monday. Actually, that's not true. I will see you guys on Wednesday. I have a bonus video. It's just a fun video I recorded of a book haul, which I don't normally do book hauls, but I'm a huge fan of Candace Cameron Bure. She is my number one go-to person on the Hallmark Channel. I love all of her movies, as well as I just really admire her as a person. So I have read all of her books, and she's written actually quite a lot of them. So I will be doing a book haul review of all of Candace Cameron Bure's books this Wednesday. All right, I hope everyone's having a fabulous day, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.